Okay, it's time for a moment of honesty. I'll admit, with all the new coasters being built in 2020, maybe I didn't give SeaWorld's newest one, Icebreaker, enough attention. I saw the comfort collars, heard the word skyrocket, and instantly thought of version 2. It took me seeing it in person to realize that Premier Rides may have just pulled an Apple and skipped a few generations. What are they going to call this thing anyways? Skyrocket 10? I mean, just look at it. Quick story before I get into why I think this is such a good addition to the park. I went to Florida last week and had a list of things I wanted to get footage of, and SeaWorld was day 2. I went through 5 camera batteries on the first day and was only able to get 2.5 charged for the second due to falling asleep. First stop was Universal and I used 1.5 there. I still had 1 for SeaWorld, so I should be fine. After getting to the park, I did what I always do. I got distracted. I stopped by Manta and spent about 30 minutes filming one of my favorite spots. Then I worked my way over to Kraken and journeyed to Atlantis and spent about an hour in that area. So I looked down at my battery and saw I only had 2 bars left. That's when I thought, well, I better get some footage of Mako. Then it hit me. You're here to get footage of Icebreaker. So I started rushing over to it, worried I wouldn't have enough battery to get anything good. I saw Mako and heard it making its way to me. I couldn't resist. I had to get at least 2 quick clips. I mean, it's one of my favorite rides. Finally, I made my way over to that bridge where I could see Icebreaker. And it looked really good across the water. So I got a few quick clips, and that's when it happened. The battery started blinking red. So I rushed to get closer to it, and that's when I realized this is a really good looking roller coaster, and my excitement really started to build for my return trip when I'd get a chance to ride it. You know, the point of this story was I was already working with limited battery, and I had plenty of footage from this park from previous trips, but I still almost forgot about Icebreaker, and that was a big part of my original plans for Florida. So I think it's safe to say that a lot of enthusiasts haven't given this coaster the same amount of attention as the others being built in 2020. But you gotta trust me, this is gonna be a really good ride, and I think it's the perfect fit for SeaWorld. A few things that really caught my eye. For starters, it's going to launch you forward and you're going to hit this awesome moment of air. You won't have enough speed to clear that top hat, so you'll fall back, once again hitting that same airtime pop, only this time in reverse. You'll rocket through that launch again backwards, hitting the same type of airtime before climbing a 93-foot tall spike that stands at a beyond vertical angle of 100 degrees. And this moment should be the best of the ride. You'll descend that 100-degree angle, hit some air, and rocket through that launch for a 3rd time, hitting your fastest speed yet. Now I expect this pop of air you already experienced twice before to be much stronger this time around, and the speed will carry you through that top hat this time. It doesn't end here though. It seems to keep bringing the air and slinging you out at a 90-degree angle, and you'll hit one final launch before the ride ends. Looks fun, right? It's an action-packed ride that won't take up a huge amount of land. And I know some people would prefer another huge addition, but think about this. The park already has the tallest coaster in Orlando with Mako, one of the best floorless B&Ms with Kraken, and a great flying coaster. But you know what all 3 of these have in common? You have to be 54 inches tall to ride. Not 52, but 54. SeaWorld's a family park, and aside from all the shows they offer, there's aquariums everywhere and even places to pet stingrays. You could take a walk through Sesame Place and even stop to watch the parade. Grab a ride on Super Grover's Boxcar Derby, or even ride Journey to Atlantis, a water roller coaster. And we can't forget about Infinity Falls, one of the best rapid rides I've ever seen. With so many flat rides and so much more to do, the one thing this park really needed was a coaster that could accommodate guests at 48 inches. Journey to Atlantis has a requirement of 42 inches, and that's a 1-foot gap from the other 3 major rides. Icebreaker will split that gap while also delivering an action-packed ride that everyone can enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, it would be great to have you as a supporter to my channel by clicking that subscribe button. And make sure to leave me a comment letting me know what you're most excited about for Icebreaker. And in case you haven't got a chance, check out my top 10 most forgotten coasters. Here's a quick clip. As always, thanks for watching. And it happens again. If I said tell me the first 3 things that come to your mind when I say Knoebels, you would probably tell me Phoenix, free admission, and the food. But I doubt very seriously that you would bring up Twister. In fact, before I even rode this ride, I never heard a single person speak of it. After taking a quick look at it, I got on expecting a very rough and lacking ride. But to my surprise,